makeup skills. She is the founder of Beauty for Us University, the #1 virtual academy dedicated to simplifying makeup application for everyday women. Her cosmetic company, Matter Brushes, aligns seamlessly with her mission, offering intuitive tools and products that guide women to a flawless look. Beyond the brush, Z is a mother to one daughter, Sunday Rain. And I absolutely love how you have spelled this. It's so beautiful. I have to share this with you. SUNDAYEREIGIN. That is gorgeous! Oh my gosh, and I know she's just beautiful. Sunday Rain is a beacon of hope and positivity in her community. She is the inspiring voice behind Crowned Affirmations, an empowerment album dedicated to entrepreneurs pursuing their dreams. Z is also a best-selling Amazon author. Her book, The Mental Gym, which you see right over here, by the way, The Mental Gym, a spiritual workout journey to strengthen your faith and mind, has become a worldwide resource for those who are seeking the mental fortitude to face life's challenges. As a sought-after speaker and facilitator, she helps individuals and organizations achieve their goals by teaching practical, holistic tools for peak performance. Having endured a profound personal loss, Z's life is a testament to God's faithfulness, grace, and love. With a heart committed to honoring Him, she passionately encourages her community to experience God in transformative ways. Welcome to the stage, the beautiful and talented Z Davis.
It was supposed to be my week of focus. I had the perfect conditions. My 10-month-old daughter was with my parents. I had cleared my calendar and my laptop was fully charged. I was now ready to pour out everything I knew about mental wellness onto the page. But then, life happened. I get a phone call at 2 in the morning, and my daughter has spiked a fever of 104. By sunrise, we are in the pediatric emergency room trying to figure out what's going on. As I held my feverish daughter, I felt a deeper anxiety claw at me, because this wasn't just another disruption. It was a disruption in a year that was already defined by disruptions. 6 months earlier, my fiance, my daughter's father, had been killed. So this hospital visit was yet another first in a year of already painful firsts without him. Hello, everyone. I am Z, and just like many of you, I've had to come back and recover from life's disruptions, big and small, while still pursuing purpose. Anybody know what I'm talking about? We often hear the phrase, life be life, and raise your hand if you've ever said that, right? And when life disrupts your plans, how quickly can you recover your energy and your momentum? How quickly can you bounce back? How do you pivot without losing sight of your goals? The answer I just discovered is really in what we're consuming. Today we're consuming pretty good physically, right? They provided us with a healthy meal. But it's in what we consume physically and mentally. John Hopkins did a study, and 70 to 80% of our immune system is in our gut. I want you to touch your stomach and say, my gut. Your gut not just determines how you digest food, but it determines how quickly you bounce back from illness and stress. But here's the fascinating parallel. This isn't just true in our physical bodies. It is true in our minds as well. Our minds are essentially our mental good. Everybody touch your mind and say, my mental good. See, what we consume mentally determines how fast we bounce back from a life disruption or a life setback. And it's not about just pivoting towards your goals as a business leader. It's really about being a leader over your life. Raise your hand if you're a mom. Raise your hand if you're a wife, a sister, a daughter. We're walking around wearing many hats. But I want you to think about it. Obsessing over what went wrong in this disruption is like eating processed sugar. I love me a good Kroger carrot cake. But while it's delicious, it leaves me depleted. Comparison during a setback. We scroll on social media and we look at where somebody else is. I got a nod right here, you know what I'm talking about. While that's easy to consume, it creates thought inflammation. But solution-focused thinking is like protein. It reveals what stress has already torn down. So I want us to try something together now. I know y'all are eating, but I want you to take a moment to pause. And it's okay to pause. We're going to think about a disruption that has happened out of your control. What's a setback that's happening right now that you've experienced? Think about a project that was derailed. Think about a deadline missed. A personal setback that has paused your productivity. If you have something in mind, just give me a nod. All right? How long have you been trying to recover from that? What disappointments arise when you think about that setback? Is there fear? Is there uncertainty? And how does that feel in your body? Does your chest get tight? Give me a nod. Your shoulders start to raise up a little bit. Give me a nod. You know why? Because we're achievers. And we're strong women. And we like to get things done. Am I right about it? All right. I'm going to count to 5. And I know you're eating, but if you would just entertain me for a second. I'm going to count to 5, but when I get to 5, I want you to freeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Freeze. This is what disruption does. It freezes things. And as I counted to 5, you slowly found a position that would be comfortable. And that's how disruption works. It paralyzes us, but still justifies the freeze. It's that frozen. When we're paralyzed with disruption, there's no motion. There's no movement. We're existing, but we're not making any meaningful steps towards our goals. So without moving, I want you to think about what opportunity exists within this disruption. Who can I connect with? What resources am I now exposed to? Now just slowly wiggle your fingers only. Just start wiggling your fingers. Now I want you to think about what's your superpower when a challenge arises? What cape do you wear when challenges arise? Is your superpower patience? Is your superpower strategy? What's your superpower? Now I want you to release your shoulders. And finally, I want you to think about the smallest step that you can take in this disruption right now. The smallest step. Everybody take a deep breath. Now, where I come from, we talk to our neighbor, okay? So I want you to look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, this disruption will not stop me. This setback, oh, I can recover from it. Clap your hands if you really believe that. All right, what just happened? We just digested 3 essential components to a new us to keep things together, so we like to have our hand everywhere. But when a disruption happens, we need to pause and focus on what's in our control. Somebody say, what's in my control? When you start cleaning your gut, you are detoxing inflammation. And when you focus on what's in your control, you're now de-bloating your thoughts. When you de-bloat your thoughts, you can gain clarity, and that's when your strategy becomes aligned with where you are. So somebody say, fix your plate. Now you're going to have to fix your faith. Your faith is simply what you believe about your ability to pivot. And you know what you starve when you fix your faith? You starve hopelessness and helplessness. One thing I can't stand is a damsel in distress. Because we're capable. We are powerful creatures. This world would not exist if it was not for a woman. Amen. So we have to fix our faith. But the gateway to our gut here is our mouth. But you know what the other gateway is to our mental gut? Our mouth. So if you want to fix your faith, you're going to have to fix your mouth. What are you saying in times of disruption? What are you believing in times of setback? Let's try this. Repeat after me. I've recovered before, and I'll recover again. Y'all don't say that like you believe it. I've recovered before, and I can recover again. This pivot is just a pause, but my purpose is permanent. Clap again if you believe it. Now, where I come from, if the food is good, we always tell the chef, oh, you put your foot in this. Right? So now we have to season our focus and our faith with our foot. We got to put our foot in it. And this just means that we can't just think positively. We got to add some action too. When I put my foot on it, even my micro movements matter. Some of us are so busy trying to reroute the entire journey when we just need to take the next step. Some of us are trying to create a whole new strategy when we just need to make one minor adjustment. So make sure that when you fix your plate, you're fixing your focus, your faith, and your seasoning by putting your foot in it. In that hospital room, I was holding my sick daughter. And I put this picture in here so y'all don't think I'm just making up a story to make it sound good. This is true. But I was holding my baby, trying to figure out, what now do I mentally consume? Because sure, I can say, why is this happening to me? I'm already grieving her father. Here's another disruption. I could entertain those thoughts that were surely available and tempting. But instead, I chose to think about how we've gotten through so much already, and we'll get through this. And I had a choice to make. I had a choice to either take my baby home, or I can send her with my mom, who I know is also going to give her great care. I decided to send her with my mom. And within 3 weeks, my book, The Mental Gym, was complete. Now, this is despite grief. This is despite upset. This is despite disappointment. It didn't happen because I didn't feel overwhelmed. It didn't happen because I didn't feel afraid. It didn't happen because I didn't feel mom guilt. Raise your hand if you know what that is. But I had to take a step back and look at what I was mentally consuming. And I took action despite discomfort. Life is going to disrupt your plans. And when I say plans, I'm really saying your purpose. We raise our hand and cover so many hats that we wear. And grief doesn't care. Illness
on what you're mentally consuming. Is it time to change your diet? Give me a nod. Here's what I want you to remember. The most crucial ingredient in that diet is not just positive thinking. Because we're familiar with affirmations. We're familiar with rah-rah, cheerleading, and sticking together. But the most important ingredient is action. Don't think about it as the entire beach. Zoom in on one grain of sand and see what you can accomplish. The leaders who thrive aren't the ones who avoid disruption. The leaders who thrive are the ones who've been consuming the right thing all along. And we want you to thrive as leaders. So I'll leave this simple recovery meal. Fix your focus so that you can recover from disruption faster. Fix your faith so that you can pivot with confidence. And then finally, put your foot in it so that you can take action and not let life's disruptions overcome you or your goals.